Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope your week has been going well. Mine has been pretty chill. I am chilling here on a Sunday and the sun is right in my face, so I'm having the best time. And I just wanted to share with you today my thoughts about some of the Gissah line. Well, that's not how you say it. I heard that you say Gissah. Not right, correct me. Yeah, I welcome some corrections on that. But yeah, these were a blast. Like, as in, like, they were so hyped. I think around December time specifically, on YouTube, on TikTok, with the fragrance community, and they are so difficult to get. Like, even now, and I will be honest, like, I only got these because of how, like, first of all, I found them, which was insane. I found them, so I was like super excited. And it was, for me, it was a no-brainer. Like, I was just gonna get them. And I got some huge samples as well, which I was so excited to share with you guys my thoughts on those. But anyways, let's start with my thoughts on the Gissah line, right? So what I got was Hudson Valley. I don't know how to fix this and help you guys see like the title. But anyway, this is Hudson Valley. This is Calabria, and this is Imperial Valley. Now, I know already you're thinking like, girly, did you get robbed? Because this is not what the packaging is supposed to look like. They're all 30 mils. But you know what? I think it's because, one, they're so in demand. I haven't seen whether the smaller ones are actually 30 mils or if they're 50 mils. But I imagine they're 50 mils because the normal packaging is 200 mils. So, and they did have that option. I was looking forward to the little fancy bottles and, you know, the packaging. But you know what? Like, I'm happy with my purchase, and to be honest, it's also a small business. So I love shopping there. So I'm not gonna come around and. Honestly, it's just a bottle at the end of the day. As long as the fragrance is good, as long as I get to try it, like I really couldn't care less, if I'm being honest, but the packaging would have been nice. Now, so yeah, they're all 30 mils. I think I got them for €30 each, which again, I think is a steal because of how hard these are to get. I really expected them, like, someone to be going crazy. Like, the only thing was the actual 200 mil was 175, which I believe 79, which I believe is way more than you should be paying, because last time I heard when they were selling, they're like around €100 or under, but €100 max. But I get it, like, they're hard to get, but I wasn't gonna spend that much on perfumes that I didn't know what they smelled like. And with my fragrance getting so big now, like, I've actually started to understand when the girlies say like having 30 mils smaller packaging is so nice because you can carry it with you. And honestly, those are some of my favorite fragrances, the ones that come in smaller bottles. And I am so glad I did, because let me tell you something, these are not easy to love. If you have like a Western nose, if you're still getting into fragrances, like, even if like you're not like into like, you know, the real Middle Eastern like fragrances, like, and notes and that kind of stuff, like, don't buy these the way I bought them, because even I'm having a hard time to love them. And it's not that they're not good, but I think it's just I'm not used to the structure of the notes, to the approach of these notes. I imagine like it's what you would expect. You know, like when people say like oud is hard to love, like I think this is harder to love, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, right? So let's start off with, actually, I hope these haven't disappeared. No, they haven't. Okay, let's start off with, sorry, I have the notes down here beside me. Maybe I'll just make them stand up like this, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right, so we'll start with Calabria, right? I actually am dreading smelling these because they're so sharp. And you will understand, like, I'm not even going to spray this. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to spray this in the air. But you will understand when you read the comments on Fragrantica, you will see like people are calling it synthetic and stuff. But if you're asking me, I don't know like this side of like Middle Eastern notes that well for me to be like it's synthetic. I think it smells synthetic to us on the Western side, because like we're not used to like notes performing and being combined in that way. But it's beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, Calabria is beautiful. So its opening is green apple, pink pepper, bergamot, and then you have cashmere wood. Cashmere wood. Interesting. I've never heard that note before. Like, it's normally cashmere or wood, but it's cashmere wood. And then you have iris patchouli, amberwood, tonka, and vetiver. Right. And what did I? Oh, I can smell. Actually, can I smell the vetiver, or can I smell my perfume that I put on? If you're in the last video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in the air because yeah, this is some strong stuff. So Calabria is Calabria. When it opens up, you can definitely smell that green apple, and that pink pepper is right at the top. The patchouli, even though it's in the mid, it's screaming. Like it's screaming. It's that girl that's like so loud all the time, and you're like, this is not the time or the place. Or you know, like when you're trying to gossip with one of your girls, and your girl is like real loud, and she just talks like she has a loud voice. She is, and it's not the time or the place. Like, you guys are gossiping, don't be loud. Like, that's what this gives. Like, this girlie has something to say about everything. And she's also that girl, like, these are totally different people, by the way. This is also that girl, like the patchouli in here is behaving like the way, like, you know, you always have that one person who has something to say about everything, and it's always not something nice. You know, like when you go on holidays with the wrong girl, and she's like, oh, so are we, like, I'm so hungry, like, do we really have to eat this though? As if she has options. She's gonna eat it anyway, and she's just giving you a hard time. Like, she just can't have a good time. I feel like that's what the patchouli is like here, and I think that's what people will see as synthetic, because it's so loud and so sharp. And I think paired with that bergamot, it like really pierces. It really pierces. I think the iris in here gives it like an inky feel. That's what I see iris as when I smell perfumes. Like, it's kind of inky but floral. Like, it's not so much like wood inky, but yeah. And it has like an amber wood feel. And the vetiver I can definitely smell. But again, I don't know if it's this vetiver or this. Yeah, I actually can smell it, yeah. But I hate smelling this so sharp because I can feel a headache in the back of my head. And I'll tell you something, guys, like, I get migraines really, really bad all the time. So actually, when I started my fragrance journey, like, because I used to be really sensitive to fragrances, specifically like triggering my migraines. So I was so scared when I started getting into fragrances, but I just love it now. And I haven't had a fragrance that gives me headache until this. And I'll tell you, when these arrived, I sprayed one spray. And I will say these atomizers are sick. Like, they're so good. But like, it's all I could smell. And I was in that mood where I wanted to smell my perfumes. I wanted to, like, sometimes I literally grab out a little wine. I had popcorn, and then I was like smelling the perfumes, and I was like, this smells like this smells like. I get so excited, guys. But yeah, like this, I could still smell the patchouli. And literally, it just like whips through the vein in your head and just goes. Like, it's so sharp. And I definitely think, like, if I hated oud satin mood because of the fact that I have to put it on before I leave, on my clothes before I leave, I think this is what I'm gonna have an issue with. But honestly, the base is smooth, it's sweet. They say here it smells like Layton. And I've never smelled Layton before. I'll be honest, like, I actually don't know much about like male fragrances, and I think I want to start getting into it. But because I just want to buy my man like little fragrance gifts and, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, so yeah, so I want to learn all that stuff. But I haven't smelled Layton before, but it does smell quite masculine. It reminds me of like the typical aquatic herbal green, you know, like it almost smells like it has cypriol oil. And yeah, so it does smell kind of piney, kind of, yeah, like if you know what that is. And it's for that reason in the opening that I'm like, it's not for everybody. Like, you actually have to be confident to even consider like in this, outside of the patchouli and the sharpness and the headache bit. Like, that's me being real. I'm never gonna lie. Like, but at the base, at the body, it's sweet, it's smooth. And actually, they do say like it's unisex. Like on Fragrantica, they say it's unisex, but like to me, I do think like it definitely, like if you're not the type of girl who's confident in a masculine leaning, fragrance, you're just not gonna like this, just because of the green notes. Like that's why I call it masculine, because it has like the cypriol oil, the aquaticness, the kind of like classic blue. I always think Blue de Chanel, but they're probably not even the same. I just don't know male fragrances like that. But like, you know what I'm talking about, like the one that your dad, your uncle, like the men in your family might smell like it's those classic ones, like that's what I get from here. They also say it smells like what is this, Valentino Born in Roma, the pink one. I think it's the normal one. I've never smelled that, because I don't really, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not even gonna be like that, but I don't like designer perfumes that much. Like, they're just not complex enough, and I found like they're too, like, I don't know, they're not my style. Too sweet, too floral, like, and I don't really like floral notes, like. So anyways, that's my thought. Or maybe I just haven't met the ones that I like, so I haven't really smelled that. But if I'm if I'm being honest, like when I imagine like designer floral perfumes, like every time I smell like that Prada one, the triangle one, all I think is Linter D, and what's the other one, the purple one. That's like, I'm so unschooled in that part, like, I'll be honest. But yeah, this is sharp and it's very masculine. It smells like something I know, like that classic. Let's actually see what that DNA, that latent DNA is related to, maybe, because that's how sometimes I can imagine what things smell like, because I just look at what is similar to that perfume. Someone did say that, okay, I don't see anything I know here, so yeah. I'll do a comparison, because I did find in some of the samples some perfumes that smell like latent, so maybe we'll do some comparison, and I'll update it once I have actually gone out and smelled latent and all the familiar fragrances, and tell you guys how close it is. But anyways, let's skip. Yeah, so it's in latent. Oh, it has Chivette. It says latent is almondy. I don't smell almond in here. It says there's no vetiver in this, which is interesting. There's patchouli, there's pink pepper, which I can smell. There is amber, which I think does give it that smooth kind of resin smell. It says it's heavy with florals. I guess this has some florals, but it only says, anyways, here it says geranium, rose, gardenia, water lily. I don't smell gardenia. I smell a tiny bit of rose now that they say it, and geranium, only because of the redness and the velvet texture of that perfume, of that smell. And then the watery notes I smell, the bergamot I smell. But yeah, I'm being honest with you guys on these. Like, I think I definitely need to just like let them mature with, let my nose mature a little bit. I might be a little bit too juvenile and, not well cultured when it comes to perfumes. And then we have some Imperial Valley. This is the one I was so excited about. And when I tell you guys, have you seen the bottles? They're stunning. Like, the bottles are freaking stunning. And this, I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm smelling this in the air where the patchouli is not like hitting me. I just like opened the cap and I was talking. It's giving. And by the way, these, just because of how strong they are, I think these 24 to 48 hours. Like, you don't need to top this up. Like, I feel like this won't leave. Like, these are easily the strongest perfumes I have in my whole collection. Stronger than the Barkat Satin Nude. That's me. But anyways, this one has, so all of these, Hudson Valley, Calabria, and Imperial Valley, they have the same, I don't know if, I haven't smelled the rest, but they have the same DNA. And I wonder if that's the DNA of Gissah, because like, imagine how the DNA for Mancera is that like ambery, salty, I smell it as salty. It's like this weird smell that is just the aftertaste of every perfume. I think that's the DNA of this house, but I don't know. I only have 3 of them, but in all 3 of them, that's what is in here. It's that pink pepper, that bergamot, that cypriol oil type smell, and a patchouli. Here, there's no patchouli, no, but I can definitely, I think it's because it doesn't smell like patchouli because it's not as strong as these ones, but I do smell like it has that punch. But this is beautiful. Like, actually, I think this is the easiest to wear out of these. And again, I do think it's, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do think it's masculine leaning. I do think, like, if you know what you like if you feel confident in, you know, in what you like, I don't think you will have a hard time with this, you know? But if you're kind of the type of person who likes to go with, you know, what the stereotypes of things, and that's no shade, that's just me saying, like, because some people are like that, you know? I personally, I've never been like that in, you know, any part of my life. Like, I'm a very much break boundaries type thing, but not boundaries, barriers. Not break boundaries. But yeah, like, I do think, like, you will have a hard time with this. And again, like, this is why it's so important, I find, like, sometimes, because that's how I identify, like, when people say masculine or not, like, because I know myself, I tend to lean to unisex to masculine notes rather than, like, super feminine. Like, most of the ones that are super feminine, they don't really leave an impression for me. So yeah, so that's how I use, like, when I say these notes, that's what I'm kind of relating to. And again, like, you should, like, kind of learn more about, like, how these characteristics of the two kind of, I always go on a rant about this. No, I need to shut up. Anyway, but yeah, I say that because of the green, piney smell that smells very typical in, like, male fragrances than you would find it in feminine fragrances. Like, I can count on my hands how many times you smell that aquatic greenness, you know, and stereotypically, like, you know, feminine fragrances, as they say, whatever that means. But anyway, this, you can smell the amber, you can smell the oud here, and the leather is beautiful. It gives it this, like, it gives it this smooth feel, that, because it's really interesting because it's aquatic, right? So you would think, like, okay, it's gonna be super, because this one, Hudson Valley, was like, no, what were we talking about before? Anyways, the one I was talking about before was, like, super sharp, super aquatic, super blue. This one has that same feel, but, like, it's well bodied, and I think it's the oud in this and the leather. Now the oud isn't sharp or skanky, or it smells like it's inky, but I don't think it's coming from that. I think it's coming from the rosemary, the pink pepper, and the davana. But actually, but yeah, you can smell, like, the well-roundedness, the body. It has depth. Like, it has just depth, if you can imagine that. That's so funny. And then it has musk, and the musk gives it, like, the powdery texture, the bodied texture, the, like, atmospheric texture. And then you have Haitian vetiver, and I think I love vetiver. That note is beautiful. But yeah, this, I think it's an easier wear, and I do think, like, we'll see how well this goes down, but I would buy a bigger bottle. I don't know if I would buy a 200 ml, but I definitely would repurchase, because I haven't smelled anything like this in my collection. And not in my collection ever. They do have some similarity in perfumes here, but they're on Fragrantica, but I've never smelled those before, so I can't say yes or no, like, honestly. But they're also quite unique, which to me, I'm like, oh, girly, no one's gonna smell like me. And I love that. But anyways, no one's ever gonna smell like me, because I just put on random stuff all the time, and I just mix and match. Like, I heard, I saw Thingy's TikTok, what's her name? Sorry, I'm, like, using the iPad to look for notes. But what's her name? Fumi Monet. Talk about, like, how people mix different, like, fragrances the way you would put, like, ice cream in, like, stew. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I think I'm one of those girlies, because I don't think about, like, what I'm matching it with, because I just want to wear what I want to wear, and I just want to see what it smells like. Right? Okay, so the last one is Hudson Valley. So actually, we hadn't smelled Hudson Valley before. We smelled Calabria. That was the blue one. Let me confirm. Yeah, that's the super blue one. It's really strong with pink pepper. It's really peppery, like that one. And yeah, very piney and aromatic, and yeah, more aromatic than herbaceous. Like, okay, let me give you, like, oh my God, I don't know what is happening. I think, you know what? I think they're not that, like, you need to spray them on. I don't think I would ever spray these on my skin, on my clothes. But I think it's definitely one of those, you spray on your clothes and you leave it for an hour and then you leave. Because you don't have to worry about the performance on this. Like, it's not gonna go. Like, I just know that. And people have said that before, but I just know with how strong they are. And I will be honest, like Hudson Valley gave me more of a headache spray, and maybe it's because I sprayed it, but like these two, right now I'm not registering headaches, but the minute I sprayed them when they came in, they did. And it's only literally been 5 days. So I haven't probably worn them, but I just know what they're gonna be like. Like I just know. And they definitely get sweeter, by the way, as time passes. So I really do think, like, you know, the way the Calabria was blue and aquatic, I definitely think it becomes fruitier as time passes, or more floral since it had the iris and stuff. Hudson Valley smells beautiful. Hudson Valley, imagine the base of the feeling being what is it that I have? YSL Libra, what do you call it again? Intense? Is it the Intense? The one with the kind of brownish color, that one. It has, you know, that sweet, that ambery, that kind of smell, but it's that kind of identity, but it's not completely that. And don't, if you like that one, don't say you like this. Again, these are not easy blind buys. Like, I'm being honest with you, these are not easy blind buys, so don't do that. But I'm just giving you like a mental shortcut as like what to imagine what the DNA smells like. The patchouli, again, is heavy in this, and that's why I say don't go ahead and buy it. It's blue and aquatic, and I think it's because it has black currant in there. You can smell the rose a little bit, but I think it's that amber that's making me think of YSL Libra Intense. But like it's really interesting because it doesn't say anything about vanilla, but I smell that same vanilla in here. And it doesn't say anything about the vanilla. The green notes is that patchouli screams, like it's the same one as in all of these perfumes. Like it gives you a headache. Like these are not easy blind buys, but they're very unisex. But I say unisex in the sense like you need to know yourself. Like I think men might find it easier to wear these because they're used to those notes in their fragrances. But like for women, again, I think like most of them might just be like, yeah, this is too masculine. Like even Aventus doesn't even come close to this. Like no, like even Coco Chanel, because I find Coco Chanel Mademoiselle has that patchouli note. It doesn't come close to this. It's crazy. But anyways, it says it has saffron. I don't smell any saffron in this. I don't smell any saffron, but I think these two are some of my favorites. This one I do want to get used to and start wearing, but I do think like maybe, I don't think I'm going to start wearing them anytime soon. I think knowing also like where I live, people are not used to those notes, and because they're so loud, I don't want the first time to wear them and people are like, you know, like, so I feel like it's definitely one of those that I would feel more comfortable wearing on holidays the first time. And seeing how because you know, on holidays you can chip into a whole new personality, like that kind of stuff. And I definitely think, how would I dress these up? Like I definitely think like what I'm wearing now, like this top is super cute. Like I think it's definitely like dressed up, even if it's like holidays, like it's super sharp, super fresh, super holiday. Like I feel like you would wear these the same places you would wear Aventus. Like it's, yeah, the same places you would wear Aventus, you would wear these. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. If you have some of these, I would be so interested to hear what you guys think about them, what you think about the patchouli notes. Do you think it's just that my nose is not well cultured enough, and how they translate to you? Sometimes, again, like it's really interesting because like what I smell, like people's scent memory and scent association is completely different. What I smell, my friends might never be able to smell. So yeah, just so again, go and smell these. Do not buy these unless like you're crazy about like having one of these in your collection and having a Gissah line. But otherwise, yeah, like honestly, I wouldn't rush to go and get these. I wouldn't. That's me being honest, but I do love that I have them. So yeah, take that as what it is. But it was so nice to spend some time with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed our chat as usual, and I hope the notes helped this time. Anyways, hope to chat to you guys soon. Bye.